Good morning, Doug. How's your last couple weeks been?
You know what sucks is, so walking away, you know, when I knew what was coming, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like I said, I knew what was coming, but so you spend your whole life, or you spend all that time, whatever, trying to build something.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this storm coming, and you know that there's a chance that it's going to just shit all over everything that you've worked on.
Sure.
And so you walk away, and you give it one last look back, whatever.
Yeah.
Gone for 3 weeks or whatever. You come back, and everything is just shit. Everything has went to shit.
Yeah. So what about your house? I mean,
yeah, the house is fucked too. But so you knew what I was talking about then.
yeah. I think everybody did.
Yeah, all the possessions and everything we lost can be replaced, but the damage done to this podcast is
That's great. I'm glad you liked the 3 episodes that I put out without you. Do you think?
I don't even know that you put anything out. You didn't do anything, even when you had other people on that. I don't understand how you managed to pull that off, but that's impressive.
That was awesome. That was so fucking awesome. I was like, guys, I'm not technically inclined. I don't know, man. I don't know how to do this. And they did everything for me. It was fucking great. I don't know how to wipe my own ass. I'm going to have you do that for me.
So I do want to say thank you to John and what's his name? Trammell?
John Jason Jingleheimer.
What the fuck is his name?
What the fuck's his name?
Brian.
Brian Trammell. Trombone.
Yeah, Ryan Trombone, thank you. John, of course, thank you. And David, the producer, thank you.
David, the producer, yes.
Thank you for letting me know how funny I truly am.
and me.
Yeah, you were a big part of that,
I had
too.
to carry the show for 3 weeks.
And you did the one thing that I told you I never wanted to be a part of, and that was talk to you about music, and you did it all 3 weeks. And
you weren't here to stop me.
I had a little bit of time to listen here recently, and I think you and Dave started talking about synthesizers and shit, and I shut it off. What the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck is this shit? What's he doing to my goddamn show? So would it have been better
if there's ever any question from this point forward about who's driving the content and the quality of the show? I am publicly telling you, it is me.
I don't buy
for
that
better or worse.
Nope.
You had the chance to prove to everybody what you were capable of, and you did.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. See, there was other mitigating factors that you don't know about.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just saying that. I figure if I put that out there, people will believe me.
I don't even think mitigating factors is the right verbiage, is it?
I don't know. I'm not even sure I know what that means.
Fuck, I don't even think you guys talked about black people one time the entire time that I was gone.
So what? Now wait, okay. What does that tell you about you?
No, that's what I planned on starting off with, is talking about black people.
All right.
I have, in the last 3 weeks, so those of you that don't know, I was rendered homeless by Hurricane Florrence.
Florence. I couldn't think. I was thinking Flozell. Why the fuck was I thinking Flozell?
You think it was a black hurricane?
Is that a black name? I literally could not think of what the fuck it was called, and all I could think was Flozell. Hurricane Flozell.
A black-a-cane. Shit. So I have just so in all seriousness, in the last 3 weeks, I have found myself in the oddest of positions. I mean, just the whole thing, of course, I didn't take notes because I was fleeing for my life, but I.
Oh, you're such a victim.
Me too. So of course, I'm being over dramatic when I say this, but it's because it sounds better.
Uh-huh. You were sexually assaulted by Flozell?
One day I'm sitting in my living room and watching my nice TV and everything's fine. And then the next day, which, like I said, I'm being over dramatic because there's actually like a big gap in time in here. I'm sitting on my front porch eating MREs that were dropped off by the National Guard, looking at a big pile of all my possessions, one of which is that same TV.
Sweet. They gave you MREs? That's awesome. Were they good?
I don't mind MREs, actually, but
I never had one. I don't.
Well, if you want me to come and flood your house out, I'm sure somebody will bring you one.
Can you just bring me one? Do you have to go? Does the house have to flood too?
I was going to say the worst thing about it, and then I was going to say there's so many worse things about it, but all of it is the worst thing about it.
Everything that happened is the worst thing about it.
But it taught me a lot about the people, at least here. I assume this is worldwide. But, okay, so New Bern, North Carolina is where I used to live. That's the same town that was on the news, like, for a week or whatever for being flooded and all that shit.
Yeah.
And when something happens like that, a disaster, people come from all over the country, whether it's Red Cross or it's just other volunteers or it's contractors, people that work for the electric companies, all that shit. They all converge on the area, which means that there's no hotel rooms.
Oh.
So,
That sucks.
So what happens then is you end up, if you're lucky, you can get a room for the night in the town. We weren't that lucky. So there were times like we were staying an hour away, but we could only get that room for a night. And then having to drive back to do the, whatever, try to salvage our shit or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But then in the meantime, you still got to check out, and everything that we took when we evacuated, we had to pile back into the car, drive to, and then, so you're always trying to stay one night ahead on trying to find rooms or whatever.
Fuck.
But we ended up staying in a motel. There is a difference.
Oh yeah.
One of them comes with bugs.
Free of charge.
One of them that we stayed in, because I think we stayed at probably, I want to say 9 different hotels/motels, I think.
Jesus Christ.
One of them was in a bad part of a town.
Yeah.
And typically when I say a bad part, it just means there's a lot of black people.
Jesus Christ.
But this time that's also the truth, but that's not why it's bad.
What an ass. All right. I think we just lost half our listeners.
Really? That was bad? I don't know.
No, I don't think half our listeners are black. I was just kidding.
My governor's broken here recently. Anyway, so what I've found out is that I don't want to be white anymore. I am a self-hating white man.
Okay.
I'm being serious. All the shit that you see on social media about, fuck white men, white people are the problem.
Yeah.
I agree with it. The nicest people that I have met in the last 3 weeks when I was in my time of need, black people.
Okay.
Every fucking time. And I know you think I'm setting you up for a joke, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for the punchline.
The whiter you are and the more money you have, the bigger you only care about yourself. That's what I found out.
I agree with you on the second point. The more money you have.
Well, whatever. I don't know that I ran into any black people that I would consider wealthy, but I do know that I ran into a lot of black people that literally were offering me the last of what they had because they thought I was in need. And, you know, because when you're bouncing from motel to hotel to whatever, you end up interacting with a lot of people.
For sure, yeah.
And so, of course, you get tired of telling your story and all that shit and whatever. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it was the same every fucking time. Fuck white people. I'm fucking done with them.
You're done with them.
I don't know.
What the fuck does that even mean? I'm done with them.
I am trading. I'm race trading to I'm going to be a black guy now.
I don't think it works that way. You don't have anything to trade. What are you going to give them? What's the trade? I don't understand.
Your mom.
My mom's white.
All right, whatever. I don't care.
All right, whatever. I don't care. All right.
But I am putting myself in the draft, and
all right, cool.
I'm going to start walking around in blackface and tell them that I understand.
Perfect. See, I knew. I was waiting for the punchline, and there it is. I knew it was there somewhere.
No, I'm one of you. Don't worry about it. No, I'm serious, man.
No, we're cool. We're cool.
This experience has opened my eyes to how compassionate people can be.
Really? That's good. I mean, I'm stupid that you're all like equating it to race, but that's good.
You're right.
I know.
This has shown me how truly non-compassionate white people can be.
There you go. So, why? I don't even know that I want to have this conversation with you right now because you're obviously in a state of shock. What did Whitey do to you?
So when you say it like that, you sound like you're fuck off. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you that.
You sound like you're. Tell me what I sound like, please.
You sound like a racist prick.
Wow. I asked you what Whitey did to you.
Right, but
I'm asking you to defend your position.
My position
done
is
with white people,
yes.
whatever that means. It doesn't even mean anything.
Yes, it does. Anytime somebody. So yesterday, I was going to buy some frozen yogurt, and the lady behind the counter was white, and I said, "I'm not shopping here."
If that were true, I would respect your decision a lot more.
It is. I held my fist in the air, and I said, "You don't serve my people," and I left.
Let my people go.
Wakanda. Which makes it hard because, because my look is, with shaved head, and I got fucking tattoos on my neck and fucking long goatee and all that shit. Uh-huh. I think I give off the appearance that I might be racist. I think.
You think?
And
I thought that was the look you were going for.
So it and like if I'm wearing a wife beater or something, only having my face black because it's called blackface, not black body.
You don't want to appropriate black bodies. I've heard that recently.
So it looks odd when I'm walking down the street with it looks
with the red lips and the black face.
No, I don't do it like that. I just grabbed one of my daughter's face mask things and I just put that on.
Oh, cool. That's not racist. That's what the cool guys do.
Wakanda. Is it too late for that? I've been out of the game for a while. So
No, you're good. That's a fresh reference. I'm glad that you had a life-changing experience.
Fuck you, you dick.
Why? I'm glad. Why am I a dick? I'm glad. You're saying douchey things, but you had a near-death experience.
No. What am I saying that's douchey?
I'm done with white people. What the fuck does that even mean? I'm done with white people. Come on.
I told you what it means.
It means you're being a douche.
I got a question for you.
All right.
You know what? Yeah, you're a perfect example of
Okay.
why I'm done with white people.
All right, good.
Except John. John donated a lot of money to the GoFundMe that Dave, the producer, set up for me.
Yeah.
So, John, you are also allowed to be in blackface next to me with your fist in the air screaming Wakanda. But I want to know something.
Okay.
So I don't have what some people would refer to as friends.
Right. Right.
I have you.
But all right. Is that good or bad?
For me, it's bad.
Yeah, I agree.
How many times did you reach out to me to see if I was drowning?
Exactly none.
I think so. As the wind started picking up and the rain started pelting against my skin when I was trying to haul the family pictures out to the car, I think I got a text from you that said, "So I guess we're not recording."
Yeah. It sounds about right. I can't account for the timing what you were doing, but yeah. I'm pretty sure my feet were kicked up on the table and I was sitting on the couch, but so
I'm not done.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So fast forward when I could finally wade back into my house and see that everything was strewn about and moldy. And so I don't know if you know this or not, but when the house floods, it's not just the ocean water and snakes and rain and shit. It's also all the sewers back up.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it stinks. So we left in such a hurry that, don't ask why we had 4 cars, but so we left in such a hurry that we left 2 cars. And I'm like, well, fuck, maybe they're fine. And I don't. So here in North Carolina, the temperature gets up to about 320 degrees with 400% humidity every fucking day. So that shit water that seeped into the cars, sorry. So it was high enough that the cup holders were still full with shit water.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. So
God damn it.
Had two cars, and actually just got this taken care of yesterday. Sold them both.
Really?
$125 a piece.
Oh, Jesus Christ! To who? Who buys a shitwater car?
Scrapyard.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so do you want to know why I was at that scrapyard?
Yeah.
So when we evacuated, I took my car and moved it to higher ground. And then my daughter's car was one of them that we had to stay behind. I couldn't get it started.
Yeah.
It had set for, because she's off in college, and I couldn't get it started. I tried jumping it, whatever, and we had to get the fuck out. So
it stayed.
I looked back and said, good luck. And then I took off.
Good luck.
And then the other car was the one that the stupid cunt filled with water, filled the oil thing with water. Remember I told that story?
No.
Yes. Fuck.
You did not tell that story.
Yes, I did. My daughter was driving a car. This was like...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, technically it was already flooded, so who gives a fuck about that?
I remember that now. Okay,
yep. So, I moved my car to higher ground, and we evacuated, and then when we came back, we went to the house to check that out, and, our house was shit.
Yeah.
And then I go to where I moved my car to higher ground, and I'm like, well, there's a chance everything's fine.
Yeah.
And as I pull up, somebody had took the time to drive out to this place where I'd parked it, and take a spark plug and throw it through the fucking window.
Oh my God! Is there anything else out there? They're just driving around throwing shit at cars, basically, just breaking shit.
I assume my car was the only one in the parking lot, but I don't know. I don't know what they did. I just know I'd like to get a hold of that motherfucker. You motherfucker, if you're listening to this, come at me, bro.
Come at me. So, would it have been okay if they wouldn't have done that?
Yeah, it didn't get where I parked it. The water didn't, as I understand it, didn't get high enough to get into the car.
Yeah, but it came in through the spark plug hole.
No. Spark plug hole.
That fucking blows, man. All right. So, what is the? Are you wrapping this up to where it somehow incorporates me being a bad friend?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No, I'm bringing it back. Don't worry.
I don't even know how I got into the spark plug story, but let's see, John. I had to thank John. He made a huge donation. That was much appreciated. I got a new Xbox.
Awesome.
That'd be so fucked up.
It really would.
So let's see here. Really, what I was getting at is that you didn't donate to the GoFundMe. That's why fuck white people.
But I identify as black. Well, what does my actions have to do with my whole class of people?
Yeah, you have no class.
No, I don't. I'm a shitty person. And if you, and I'm not even like playing a bit or joking when I say this, if you count me as your only friend, you are fucked because I am a terrible, terrible friend. And
So-
I've made that very clear
Here's what I think.
over and over again.
Here's what I think.
All right.
Because I'd be lying if I didn't say that it didn't cross my mind that you didn't donate to the GoFundMe. But if you had a GoFundMe up, I wouldn't donate to you either.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to.
No, I expected it, but
So there, maybe that's part of your problem.
I just sat there and waited. I'm like, all right.
That was the only thing on your mind. Your shit's floating away, and that's the only thing on your mind.
But I have to assume. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I'll tell you what you were thinking, and then you can tell me why I'm wrong.
All right.
So, like, how much would you donate? That would be the question. So, if you come in at, say, $20, then it's like, well, I really should give more. I mean, this is the other than your family, I'm the closest thing you have to a companion.
Right.
So I really should give more. And then it's like, okay, so then you go up to like $100. I don't really want to give that much. So it's just best if I steer clear of the whole thing. All right, now tell me your version.
Yeah, I don't have any money to give Doug. That was the whole version.
Did you guys go out to eat any time in the last 3 weeks?
Of course I did.
That must have been nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I would have loved to have something other than an MRE.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't have moved to somewhere where it floods.
Was that you on Twitter?
What? No, did somebody say that?
Yeah.
So I don't play them kind of games. Like I can't. Well, must have been nice to have something besides an MRE. Yeah, it was nice. You're right. I don't give a fuck.
But
I don't know what you want from me.
money. I thought I made that clear.
Money. Oh God. You're probably gonna get like 60 grand from FEMA. You're gonna be driving a fucking Porsche pretty quick here. You're probably gonna have your own plane. They're probably gonna send you to school to fly that plane.
I already found out how much I'm getting for FEMA.
Yeah.
It ain't 60 grand.
Is it grand? Is it anything grand?
I am now right back up there with being 100 air.
Yes. So wait, okay. So then let's go back. Why wouldn't you have donated to me if I first of all, I would never.
Fuck you, because that's your problem. I don't give a fuck.
But see, there you go. And that's good. That's what I would expect from you. Yes, that's exactly right.
And
I've never made any. I've never tried to pretend like I was a good friend. I'm a terrible person. Like I'm legitimately not a good friend.
so it's weird because this whole thing with the GoFundMe, you know,
Yeah.
it's been a long time since I found myself in the position where I just didn't see a way out. Like,
Yeah.
you know, coming back to the house, and we weren't prepared to evacuate, and that cost money.
Yeah.
But coming back to the house and walking in, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm homeless.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
It's weird. It didn't dawn on me until opening the door. You know, it was just, I don't know, like I've never been through a disaster or a flood.
Yeah, neither have I.
I've had the toilet overflow before, and that didn't make me move out.
But this time,
I didn't even clean that up.
This time, the whole carpet of your whole house was a little bit wet, right?
So walking into the house, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have a place to live.
Well, I got nowhere to sleep tonight. What I should have done, if I was smart, is offered you and your wife to stay here, knowing that, there's not any way that that's going to happen. But at least I put the gesture out there, Damn it. That's what I should have done.
I had many people do that. And so what's funny is when you find yourself in that situation where, like, it just there's nowhere else to turn to. You're now fucked. You the next little bit at least is in the hands of other people.
Sure.
And then somebody comes up and says, "Well, is there anything I can do for you?" So what I wanted to say was, "I've got to GoFundMe."
You should have.
Yeah, and I mean, fuck, there was even a point there. There was like a 2-day span. And, we're in the house, and of course, so I can't describe the conditions in a way that you would understand with your sheltered life. But
sure, of course.
You've never been through anything like I have.
No, I'll give you that one. I figure you got a week of that. You're go ahead. Soak it up.
Soak it up. I get it. So you're sitting there, and the temperature here still is very, very warm and very, very humid.
Yeah.
Of course, the power was still out when all this shit was going on. Power was out at that in the neighborhood where I was at for about 2 weeks. So you couldn't even go in there and try to salvage anything in air conditioning.
Oh, God. That's horrible.
And
was it stinky?
And whenever something happens like this, so the looters come out. So it's not like you can just open your windows and leave. You got to fucking tighten everything up when you leave for the night and then come back or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
So I am telling you, the smell. It's imagine. Well, you know what your mom's butthole smells like, right?
Yep.
It's like that. It's just not quite as bad as that.
Not quite as bad as that. All right. I think everybody's got the picture. So
anyway, what I was saying is, you're sitting there, and it was just me and my wife. Yeah. Dragging our shit out to the street, and everybody on our street was going through the same thing. You're just watching everybody's piles get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
and you're sitting there and you fucking just stink like a motherfucker. You got a shitty night's sleep at a motel, fucking 3 hours away, and
Jesus Christ.
And then the fucking Red Cross shows up with these styrofoam meals that they're going around to all the neighborhoods that got hit.
Yeah.
And, like a week ago, if somebody would have offered me one of them meals, I would have been like, take that piece of shit out of here, you fucking, get the fuck out of here with that. That ain't prime rib, bitch. Move on.
That ain't prime rib.
and now I'm sitting there stooped over on my step, covered in somebody else's shit.
Scuff just slamming it in your face. Oh, God, that's awesome.
And you look at me, and it's apparent that I'm not starving.
So, do they bill you for that? You got to pay that money back for those meals?
That would suck. Actually, I went through they have Red Cross stations set up around town, like right after everything,
Yeah.
So, because most of the stores were closed. There wasn't power most places.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you had all the money in the world, you'd still have to drive to go get something. And there's fucking trees down everywhere. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of options.
Yeah.
So we ended up going through one of the little stands that they had for Red Cross stuff.
Yeah.
And because we just wanted to get some water. And they're like, "Do you need toiletries?" Okay.
Oh, okay.
You want some food? Oh, okay.
Jesus, that's awesome.
So then I sold it for $50.
Did you? No, you did
No.
not. You got 100. Oh, that would have been awesome if you did. So did you try looting?
Did I try looting? What the fuck? Where did that fucking question come from?
I don't know. I mean, if I was, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? You go out after dark and just break into somebody's house and steal their covered shit.
God, I really wish that you would move here for like a year
Why?
and just see a different part of the country.
Why?
Everybody here carries guns, like openly, like cowboys.
Yeah, like cowboys. But
And
they're not there.
And the shorter the person, the bigger the gun.
The smaller the wiener, the bigger the gun.
There's some people you see walking around Walmart, real short people.
Yeah.
And the gun's in their holster, but it's still dragging behind them.
So you said there was looters. So obviously somebody's looting. Why didn't you just loot? Haven't you ever wanted to loot?
No. What? Like I want to go into somebody else's shit-covered house and steal their shit-covered shit.
Just to try it. I mean, like you could say, "Hey, I looted." Now you got a laptop computer.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because that's how he says it.
Who?
Fucking the song, shoot a laptop computer.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking iced tea, ice cube, vanilla ice box. What the fuck? Was it Ice Cube?
MC Ice Capades. What the fuck are you talking about?
Ice Capades. Fucking song by that guy.
Is he a white guy or a black guy?
He's Ice Cube. He was Ice Cube. Ice Cube.
Oh, I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah, because you described it so well.
I know. I just figured you would just know it right off the top of your head.
Well, maybe it was your inflection. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think that. I don't know. Do you want to spend the entire episode talking about Hurricane Florence?
Flozell. I do, but I didn't figure you would. It's up to you. I want to know what happened. I mean, did it rain a lot, or what happened?
You idiot. So
I want to know the details.
Fuck you.
I want the deets.
You're not going to understand this, and
Why?
I've said it several times in this conversation. And this is when it's become apparent.
All right.
You have this view of the world, and of course, it's based on the life that you've lived.
Sure.
There is so much in this world that you haven't seen.
Sure.
Because of where you live. That's why you're such an asshole. You need to move somewhere.
I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure I'd be an asshole no matter where I lived. I agree with you up to a point, but
I know there's nothing you can do about it, and there's probably nothing you'd want to do about it.
Right. I don't like people. So if I moved somewhere, I would do the exact same thing there that I do here. I would interact with the people that I'm forced to at work, and then come home with my wife and kids that I actually like.
So I moved from a town that was, predominantly white. It's a really, really nice city in North Carolina, New Bern.
Yeah, yeah.
And I moved to a town that people, myself included, up to this point, have said is a shitty town. I mean, it's an old town. It's a much poorer town.
Yeah.
But everybody here is so much fucking nicer. Everybody. Even the gangs.
How long have you been there now, officially?
Like 3 days.
3 days. That's good. At least they're nicer.
When I go outside to smoke a cigarette,
Yeah.
when I'm walking in, I have the door locked before I have it closed.
Good thing the people are nicer.
Well, it's the
Good thing you're done with white people.
It's the white looters here I'm worried about.
Uh-huh. Huh. I don't understand how you got fucked by Flozell, and then all of a sudden now you're introspective and you're this worldly deep person, and I'm the asshole.
You should have donated to my GoFundMe.
Should I? Should I really?
Yeah, it would have changed everything. It would have showed that you have a heart.
I don't, though.
Oh, I know that.
I mean, I'm not. What the fuck do you want from me?
Money. I don't.
I answered my own question. See, that's now. I think that you're showing that you're the asshole. You are basing everything in your life on money. I can give you so much more than that.
Oh God, that was creepy.
That was awesome. I got nothing to offer anybody.
God, so I really know that I should take a minute and thank everybody that helped.
You should.
Anyway, so
we knew that was coming. Come on.
I feel like it wouldn't fit in the show though.
Why?
I don't know, because nobody gives a shit. The people that, I mean, if I just say thanks everybody, then that sounds insincere. I named John because he gave a huge sum of money.
Does that make him better?
Yes, and
You're so stupid.
this is a dumb question.
Yes. Yes, that makes him better. He's one of the good whites.
I told you, he's an honorary black.
Oh, sorry. He gets out of the white club.
He's good people.
So that oh god.
So it's weird.
Good.
He's
good.
I hate that phrase, good people, when you're talking
Me
about
too.
one person.
Yeah.
But I think with John it applies. He's fat.
He's fat. You had to throw that out there, didn't you?
Well, I didn't think you got the joke.
I got it.
All right, we'll take that out in post.
Uh-huh. Oh shit.
But yeah, so if I go with John, then does that mean the next person down didn't give enough to get mentioned?
Right. That's my point. You're ranking how much somebody was able to help you on how much you appreciate their help.
Yes.
That's a fucking terrible thing to do. And since I didn't give you anything, that puts me at the bottom.
No,
And
you're not
I've
even on the
you-
fucking list.
I've given you so much over
how,
the years.
How can I appreciate your help when you weren't none?
Wait, they don't think it be like it is, but it do.
You're getting it, brother.
Well, when I weren't none. So, yeah, I got nothing.
So all I'm doing is being honest.
Me too.
No, you're hamming it up for the show. I'm being sincere.
Oh, I'm not. Absolutely not hamming it up for the show. I'm not. I am 100% being honest. I have no money to give you.
Okay, so then should I go through? You know what I'll do? At the end of the episode,
Yes.
I will go through and thank everybody individually.
Uh-huh. But I don't want to listen to that.
Well, that's why I said
mean-
at the end of the show.
Well, I'll hang up and you do that by yourself.
Okay. Should I have like a tier where if you didn't donate X amount of dollars, then I won't mention your name? You will just be in the,
this whole thing is shitty and tactless.
you will just be in the bucket of and everybody else.
And everybody else. And all the other assholes. How many people donated total?
Is not enough to an acceptable answer.
You're really coming off as a good guy here.
All right, hold on. Let me check here.
Oh. Is it over 300?
No.
Is it over 50?
40.
40? That's it?
Yeah.
You got shitty friends.
The fucked up part is most of these people I don't know.
So, in all honesty, does that make you feel bad? I mean, like, I really don't have any friends when I need somebody. Because that's how I feel that now, and nothing's ever really happened to me.
What it makes me feel like is that there are some good people out there.
Yeah.
So if I'm being honest, I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
funny for the show.
Sure.
Of course, every fucking dollar that somebody donated, I appreciate.
Yeah.
It's just some people I appreciated 100 times more.
You just can't do it without fucking... You just can't do it. You're being all serious, and you just fucking...
All right.
If,
let me ask you this,
all right.
and I want you to be honest.
Okay.
When you were a kid and you
Yes.
got birthday cards from grandparents and shit,
Yeah.
aunts and uncles and whatnot,
Yeah.
did you have somebody in your family that would give you a birthday card with like $5 in it?
Yes.
Did you have somebody in your family that would give you a present or a birthday card or something with a $100?
Not that much, but yeah, more. Yes.
$50.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you were the same level of appreciation for the $5 as the $50?
I'm telling you that I was a kid, not a fucking grown adult. I don't think the two are the same thing, but
All right. No. Okay. You're right. At your work,
yes.
you have received bonuses.
Yes.
I have, back before you were in the position you're in now,
Yeah.
I was there when you were getting production-based bonuses.
Yes.
And you weren't as appreciative of the smaller ones as you were of the larger ones.
Duh. I don't understand the correlation here.
Yeah, it's probably not even a good correlation because
No.
it's not a gift. It's you didn't earn it. Either one.
Wait a minute.
So, of course,
Try one more time.
so in all sincerity, and then I want to drop the whole GoFundMe thing because I don't like talking about it. Because in all actuality, I have to act like this
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
Yes, because I'm embarrassed that it came to this. But I felt I knew recording that I had to at least acknowledge it, and I didn't know how to do it without it trying to be funny at some point.
Sure.
So the things that touched me the most, I think, of course, the people that I know personally that donated. Of course, that means a lot. I mean, they know how big of a piece of shit I am, and they still donated. I'm serious. That's exactly what went through my mind was, like if I say the name Q, you know who that is, right?
Yes.
He donated.
Absolutely. Huh.
And
Really?
and which is obvious he doesn't listen to the show, but
No.
that blew my mind because he doesn't. He just doesn't give up money.
Really?
Not to things like not to fucking random people that move to water and then get flooded. Some people that I had contact with where I used to work, like if I was to say Junior,
Yeah.
he donated.
Wow.
So those of course those things mean a lot. How could they not? But then
Sure.
But then people that I've never met before. Of course, a lot of other podcasters donated. That was mind blowing. I mean,
I thought that was super cool. You know, I mean, I thought that was really cool.
there was if I'm God, this sounds so fucking stupid. Yeah,
Just
all right.
let it go.
I know you're going to assume that I'm gay by saying this, but
I already do.
there was somebody that donated $5. And what that told me is that they didn't have shit, and they still decided to give something. That means the world.
Sure. So now, if I would have, back to joking, if I would have donated $5, you would have said, "You donate $5, you're a fucking asshole."
I hope, and I mean this.
Uh-huh.
I'm not joking. I'm being sincere.
Yeah.
I hope you lose everything so I can donate $5.
I think if I did, you would only donate one. Just
If that's an option, I would donate $3.
I would donate $3.
Let's see here. You've got you, your wife, and 2 kids, right?
Yes.
I would donate $3 so you can only buy 3 cheeseburgers, and one of you aren't eating.
Nope. 3 of us ain't eating. I'm eating 3 cheeseburgers.
You guys should have got yourself some better friends.
Now that's funny. Oh, fuck. Oh, before this happened, before you got hurricaned, did you think that you and me were friends?
Yes.
After you got hurricaned, do you think that you and me are friends?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. All right. We'll try again next time.
What? I don't understand.
I was just fucking around.
Oh. So, okay, ask me again.
No. Because it'll be spontaneous this time.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. We'll cut that first part out.
All
right. Before you got hurricaned, did you think we were friends?
Yes.
After you got hurricaned, did you think we were friends?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll cut that out too.
Damn it, I fucked up.
Damn it.
All right, take 3. Action.
One more time. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, ask me again.
All right, Doug.
What's up, Anthony?
I already know what you're gonna say. So, before you got hurricaned, did you think we were friends?
Nope.
Good. After you got hurricaned, did you think we were friends?
Nope.
No, you should have said yes. It would have been way funnier.
All right, try it again.
Oh, no, I'm out. I'm done. I gave you your chances.
We are going to do this 143 more times.
It's just an hour of us just back and forth. See how many people make it to the end. Oh, my God. All right, so before we started recording, you said over the last 3 weeks listening to this show with me and my special guests, my special friends, that you either don't know me or say what you said. You explain it.
I think what I don't remember. It's not like anyway, I think what I said, or at least what I meant, was, so you recorded with John.
Yeah.
And I listened to about 15 minutes of it.
All right.
Then you recorded with Shooting the Shiznit guy, and I listened to about 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And then you recorded with Dave the producer, and I listened to about 40 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And what I think I said was, I don't know which is the real Anthony, the one that I've been talking to for the last couple years, or the one that I've been listening to for the last couple weeks. But I do know that I don't like one of them.
Or both. One or both of them. All right.
So if you are the person that you have been talking, that I've been hearing on the podcast for the last 3 weeks, if that is who you truly are,
yeah,
I want you out of my life.
All right.
You are a boring person, and I want you to die.
I am a boring person. I'll give you that.
No, I
okay?
mean, no. You say you're boring because you don't do anything. Up until 3 weeks ago, you were a fun person to talk to.
Okay.
That's it.
But you were You weren't talking to me.
I sure in the fuck wasn't listening. I can't believe that you started talking about synthesizers on our fucking podcast.
You weren't here to stop me. I can't help myself.
At any point when you were talking, did it ever cross your mind? Is anybody interested in this conversation?
Absolutely, it did.
And you still kept going?
That crosses my mind every time I open my mouth. No matter who I'm talking to. I'm just used to that little thing in the back of my head be like, why are you even talking right now?
So the week before,
yeah,
just because of everything that's been going on, it's, I don't have that commute anymore, so I don't have a whole lot of time to listen to podcasts, so it's just like in bits and pieces.
Sure.
So I went into the bathroom to shave, and I put on the newest episode, which at that time was between you and Shooting the Shiznit.
All right.
And I'm sitting there shaving, listening to, when I say my show, of course I mean my show. I'm sitting there listening. Of course. I'm sitting there listening to the show, and I am listening to another podcaster talk about how he came up with the design of his shirt.
Uh-huh.
And it's a wrestling podcast, Shooting the Shiznit with Brian Trammell.
Yes.
And for the life of me, as hard as I tried, I could not get myself to bleed with the razors I was using.
All right.
So when you're recording a podcast, the whole point of it is to try to get a reaction or entertain. And you guys got what you were going for. You got a reaction. I was covered in shaving cream. When I shave, it looks like a fucking 3-year-old got a hold of the can. There's shit everywhere.
Like a horror movie?
Yeah, it's just a fucking mess. And I'm sitting there, I could not get to my phone fast enough. I would rather listen to Water Run than listening to you guys talk about how he came up with the design for his fucking wrestling shirt. But anyway, I wanted to say thanks, Brian, for coming on and hosting.
That's harsh, man.
Hey, so I'm sure you listened back to it. What'd you think?
So I haven't listened to any. I haven't listened to our show in 6 months, probably, including the last 3 weeks.
I'm sure it's no different than when I go on his show. He's got a huge audience of people that like to talk about wrestling.
Sure.
Or listen about wrestling. And I've got nothing to add to that. So I'm sure the whole time they're sitting there thinking, why the fuck is this guy on here? He's got nothing to add. But,
right.
You're sitting here trying to talk about fucking Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and he keeps coming in with black jokes.
And they want to hear more about beefcake, whatever you said.
Beefcake.
Wrestling. I think that wrestling is the one of the topics that I would be least interested in talking about ever. I just don't give a fuck about wrestling. And it's not that I don't give a fuck. There's things that I don't care about.
You have lost the ability to even say what it is that you would talk about on a podcast. You spent valuable airtime. So
valuable too.
So we take our hard-earned money and put this show together to try to get people to give them some sort of entertainment value.
Mm-hmm.
We take our own money and we pay hosting fees and our time to edit it, and all the time that I spent trying to put this podcast out there and advertise it or whatever, all that shit, and you shit all over it with 3 minutes of synthesizer talk. When you and Dave started talking back and forth about what's good synthesizer music and what's bad, and you can't like this, and oh, fuck me, and outlaw country, and then like you have a fucking stance on outlaw country. You were just sucking his cock.
I do have a stance. I'm allowed to have a stance. Fuck you. Tell me that I can't have a stance on something. You want to talk about outlaw country now?
Yeah, go. What do you know about it?
Fucking nothing. I don't know shit. fucking the dude with the braids. What's that guy's name? The
Bob
dude
Marley.
with the braids that didn't pay taxes. What the fuck?
Wesley Snipes.
Yep. Yeah, Wesley Snipes. That's who I was thinking of. The outlaw country star, Wesley Snipes. Fuck you. I can have an opinion. I got nothing.
You can have an opinion, just don't put it on my fucking show.
Now it's your fucking show. You were MIA for 3 weeks, but now it's your fucking show.
We've tried to. I've tried to pretend, or at least let you pretend, that this was as much your show as it is mine. You ruined that with the synthesizer talk. As soon as you went down that road, you're evicted, man. You're done.
I'm gonna have to take it back over by force then.
I don't even have to worry about it. I could tell you right now that. Yeah, you want to do a hostile takeover of our podcast, and you're going to take it and run with it and do your own. That's fine. You don't know how to record it. You don't know how to publish it. You don't, and even if you could figure them out, you won't promote it. So it don't fucking matter.
So I got somebody to do all 3 of those things for me the whole time you were gone.
Yeah, and that worked out well, didn't it?
No, it didn't. But I didn't have to do it. That's all that really mattered. I was like half tempted to send those instructions that you sent me with the login and everything to somebody else to have them publish it for me too.
The only thing what you should have done is seen if your wife or kid would come out and talk to like John or Dave. Or I don't know. Just talk to him for an hour.
To John. Just talk to this guy for an hour.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
I want to know more about your experiences. Tell me everything.
No, I don't know what else there is to tell you.
There's got to be more. What you've told me so far is you got a little bit of water. I mean, come on.
I lost a bunch of shit.
So find it. I couldn't have gone that far.
I lost a bunch of shit.
I think you're making this whole thing up.
White people suck.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part.
Except if you're white and your name is listed as one of the donators on the GoFundMe.
How much would I have had to donate in order for my race not to make me a bad person?
$400.
Damn, I fucking hate being white. Wait, I mean, I love being white.
So, I spend a bunch of time using Excel, right?
Yes.
I actually did put together a formula in Excel that, so you took it was a lot of work actually, because I don't have any information because I didn't set up the GoFundMe.
Uh-huh.
So when somebody would come in, then I would have to search them on Facebook.
Okay.
And then I would have to guess their race based on their profile picture, and I would populate one of the cells in Excel.
Uh-huh.
So, for instance, if there's like an uptick and a downtick. If you're black and you donate $10, that translates to about $142 white people money.
Okay.
But what is it? Conversely, or transversely, or
transgender. Okay.
Transgenderly, if you're white and you donate $40, you're still white. You're an asshole.
That's like negative $300. You owe me money.
Yeah, if you're white and you donated $40, it's like you took money out of my pocket.
Fucking white people.
White people.
Fucking white people. Oh my God. So did you have to, what I want to know is, did you have to get everything out of that house, or could you just leave all the shit in there that you didn't want?
So because we were renting the house.
Yeah.
This is funny. In order to get our damage deposit back, we had to get everything out.
Now that is funny. Did you actually get it back?
Yeah.
Did he try to say, no, you put holes in the walls?
No. So what's funny is it's prevalent here in North Carolina. It's something that I'm not really used to back in Illinois, but because I rent.
Yeah.
Renting here, everybody uses property management companies.
Oh.
So you never, in all the houses and everything, it's very infrequent that you actually talk to an owner.
Oh.
The houses that we've lived in North Carolina up to this point, we never even knew the owner's name.
Oh, wow.
Everything is done through this property management company. So if you have something fuck up, you make a call to them, they send their handyman out, all that shit. So anyway, but with this, it was different because when the house flooded, the owners, as we were finishing up, the owners wanted to come in and start gutting it, to stop the mold from spreading anymore. So we ended up meeting them then. And so it was kind of awkward because I'd never met them. And I'm sitting in the house and there's fucking like leaves and shit all over. It's just fucked, And if have you ever rented?
Nope. Well, once for 6 months.
So typically when you rent and you move out, as far as I know anyway, what we like to do is do the final walkthrough with the owner.
Uh-huh.
So if there's any questions, like if there's damage and whatever, then, you can say, yeah, we did that, or it wasn't like that, whatever it is.
Sure.
But we like to try to leave the house in better shape than when we moved in.
Yeah.
In this case,
you were able to do that.
we're standing there in the middle of the living room, and I thought it would be funny, and I'm like, sorry about the mess.
Did they laugh?
Nope.
No sense of humor, huh? Their house is destroyed. No sense of humor. Imagine that.
And I said, I don't know who you had living here, but I wouldn't give them their damage deposit back.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh. That's pretty fucking funny. We rented for 6 months when we first moved out, me and my wife, and we had about 14 people living in the house, and they kicked us out because they said we weren't allowed to have more than two people who were on the lease or whatever, That's it. That's my experience with renting. We got kicked out.
The other thing that really fucking sucks is, okay, so you know how when the power goes out, your brain is just wired that when you walk into a room, you flip on a light switch, even though you know there's no power.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like that when you lose your possessions.
What? You're expecting your couch to be there, so you sit on the floor? I don't understand.
So there's some things that we were able to save.
Yeah.
Whatever. But there's some things we were able to save, and then a bunch of shit that we weren't.
Sure.
But when we moved into the house that we moved into, it came with all the appliances.
Oh.
That's good.
Oh, okay.
When we
because
moved,
you didn't lose yours.
Let me finish. When we moved from Illinois, we brought all our appliances with us and put them in storage.
Oh, okay.
Just in case, that way, if anything ever happened, we needed to move somewhere, we'd already have everything.
Sure.
So after we went to the house and seen that it was fucked, then we went to my car and seen that it was fucked.
Yeah.
We drove over to the storage unit and opened it up, and
oh, did water come pouring out?
No, because that would have been funny, but it's not like it's an airtight unit. But so here's what I've learned. If you get enough water somewhere, and I actually experienced this at the house, and I couldn't figure out what happened until I put it together here. If you get enough water in your house or in a room, everything floats.
Okay.
And then tips over. So even if you put your stuff in like stacked in totes, which we had a bunch of totes in the storage unit.
Yeah.
As the water rises, they're buoyant. They float. And then they tip over. the lids come off, and then everything fills with water.
Oh, fuck. So the storage unit was a total loss.
Yeah, everything. All the appliances, everything. When I tried opening the door, the refrigerator, which was in the back right corner, was actually leaning up against the door, and I couldn't fucking figure out how the fuck that happened. It was like somebody went in there and that was my first thought. It looked like somebody went in there and just took everything and just fucking destroyed it.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody looted my storage unit.
Jeez.
And the only thing missing is the ice cube trays, them sons of bitches.
Them sons of bitches, they needed them. Oh, that's fucking terrible.
But that's what it's. The whole last 3 weeks has been just like that. It's like every 2 days it's something, and then it's something, then it's something. And, it's like, well, at least we got our storage unit. And then you open it up, and it's like, well, I guess we got to figure out how to get this shit out of here.
I just leave it. Just stop paying it and leave it.
I'm not an asshole.
Just stop paying it and leave it. I don't understand what you know that when you stop paying it, they just auction it off, right? That's what they're gonna do. They're just auction it off. Haven't you ever seen those shows? And this one's a flooded unit. We'll start the bidding at $7,000. So you're really gonna take all the shit out of there?
Yes. Yeah, actually, we're going to do that today when I get done recording.
Don't. No. God, what a waste. No. Why would you do that?
See, this conversation right here is how we figured out that you're the asshole and I'm the funny one.
Wait, who's we?
Because you are being serious when you say, just make it somebody else's. It's a problem, just not mine.
Yes, 100%. If you stop paying, then they just repossess all your shit, and they can just have it. It's done. It's theirs now. I don't understand what the problem is here.
They bought it for free.
Yeah.
It was a transaction that you signed when you signed the rental agreement to the storage unit that if you no longer wanted your stuff, they would be happy to take it.
Yes. You've never known anybody that let a storage unit go because they couldn't afford to pay it anymore? This is kind of the same thing.
This isn't that, though.
Are you still paying for it?
Well, actually, rent was due on the 1st, and our goal was to try to get everything out of there before rent would come up again.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Well, I've been busy, dick.
Just fucking leave it. Don't even lock it. Just leave it open. Somebody will come steal your shit. And then claim somebody broke in and turn it into insurance and try to get money. So you just need to think these things through.
The storage unit company was nice enough to already send something out it was like, we know that you signed insurance or you signed up for insurance when you rented, and this was like a preemptive letter. Just please be aware that as I'm sure you are aware, the insurance that you signed up for doesn't cover flooding. All right, thank you.
What the fuck? What does it cover then? What other things can happen? Mice?
I assume that the only thing it would cover is probably if one of the employees of the storage unit place was to firebomb my unit.
In that specific instance, you would get 10% of the value of your stuff.
Yeah, like renter's insurance doesn't cover flooding either.
Oh, really?
No. And so you go into that thinking, all right, so if anything happens, I'm covered.
Yeah.
So and have you ever signed up for, well, you've only rented for 6 months, right?
Yeah, we didn't get renter's insurance. I was 18 and dumb.
It's the whole process of getting renter's insurance is a funny one.
Okay.
Because you end up you're paying like $60 a year.
Yeah.
But you have a value on all your possessions. If you lost your house in a fire and we had to replace all your possessions, how much would it cost? Okay, so you look at the TV that I had. I think it was a 55-inch TV.
Yeah.
At the time, we probably paid $47,000 for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's what I thought was a decent TV.
Okay.
But then you go, and if I wanted to go replace that TV right now, which I have to, I have to go buy a TV this weekend.
Yeah.
I can get the same size TV. I think mine was an LG, but you can get like a decent quality or a decent brand TV, that same size at Walmart for like $397.
Yeah.
So, how much would it cost to replace everything in my house? $97.
$97.
I've worked my entire life, not for these possessions, but the possessions are things that I've accumulated throughout my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And it's like, well, I'm out $80.
Huh. I'm out $80. That sucks. Did you tell him, like, hey, I had Jay and Silent Bob shit that I can't ever get back?
What else is there's? Oh, so when we were evacuating.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't want to say it was a mad scramble because hurricanes move at like 8 miles an hour. It's not like, But by the time we decided we were going to evacuate, it was a matter of, there was already shit on the news about it was a mandatory evacuation for the area I was in.
Sure. Yeah.
There was already things on the news about the lines of traffic, and it would take 16 hours to get out of town. And
Oh, Jesus Christ.
when we went to leave, the gas stations were already out of gas. Everybody had went and filled up barrels for their generators, and
Yeah.
you couldn't go to the store and buy bread or water or milk or anything. The stores were either empty or
Closed.
not jacking up the price because that's price gouging and that's illegal, but whatever sales they've been running for the last 40 years were no longer applicable.
That was on sale for 40 years. The sale just ended. Sorry.
For instance, there was a pallet of water, not a pallet, a case of bottled water.
Yeah.
And it was, I want to say it was like $42. But what they had done is, if you go buy that same single bottle of water at a gas station, it's like $1.95.
Yeah. So they just charged you the single price.
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me. Were people paying that much?
So like the Walmart here, I mean, they were just bringing in water as much as they could, and I don't know that I've ever seen it that cheap. I mean, it was like, if it wasn't at cost, it was at cost plus delivery, I would have to assume. I mean,
So you're telling me that all the people at Walmart were black?
yes.
Okay, good. That's good.
I don't know if all of them were, but whoever set the price for that water definitely was.
All right, good.
No, but anyway, so it became a urgent that we leave as soon as possible, not because the wind was pelting against our backs, but because it was going to get to a point where we couldn't leave. We were worried about how far we were going to have to drive. We had to go pick our daughter up at school and then find some place to stay that was safe and away from everything.
Sure.
And, we ended up having to go like 6 hours away before we could get a hotel.
Jesus Christ.
And then even then, we could only have that one for one night because everybody had already booked up that particular hotel for the next couple of weeks or whatever. Anyway, so what the fuck was I talking about? Did I tell you I was in a hurricane?
Nope. Let's start with that. Let's start the show with that.
What was the point of what I was telling you? Where was I going?
I don't know. You were saying you were forced to evacuate.
Oh, that's what yeah. All right. So we started loading up the car, and we started piling all our clothes in the car.
Yeah.
And like I said, we knew we had to pick our daughter up, and then we had to leave room for her clothes. So we had basically the room in the trunk and then the room in one side of the back seat.
Yeah.
That's what we had for room to evacuate with. And we left assuming that whatever we put in that car was all we were going to have when this was over.
Yeah.
So we piled all our clothes in the car, and then we're sitting there like, what are we going to do with these pictures and shit? So then we took everything out of the car, and I told her, I'm like, all right, so you fill up this bag with the clothes that you want. I'll fill up this bag with the clothes that I want. You know, we have these real nice suitcase. I'm sorry. We had these real nice suitcase sets.
Yeah.
But they're so bulky that I wanted to put all our clothes in garbage bags so you could shove them in there, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then we each got to fill up a box. That was my rule. Whatever it was you wanted that was selfish, that you just didn't want to lose, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
So when you're sitting there in that position, and, you know, I had that whole room where the Who's Right podcast studios, where I had everything that I've been collecting and all that shit. And then and then all the shit around the house and out in the garage and all that. Yeah. And you take it and try to put it in like an 18 by 18 box, whatever it is that you want to keep.
Oh, my God.
And it's funny that I was sitting there going through like my shelves and shit. It's like, all right, I like you, Dukes of Hazzard comic, but I'm sorry you're not going to make the cut.
You had to say bye to everything.
Yeah,
one final time.
You know, it's like, had there been a camera on me, you know, I'm sitting there holding something that anybody else would deem fucking garbage. Just, you don't need a flood, just throw it away. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, what do I want to take as a remembrance of the podcast? Because for all I know, this is never going to happen again. And, you know, I've got, like, stickers from other podcasters that have sent me, and, of course, all the shit that We Have Merch has provided, and all that shit. And I'm like, what's the one thing that I can take as a good memory from the podcast? And I took, you won't guess what I took.
Is it something that I would even know that you had?
Probably not.
There you go.
That's why you wouldn't guess it. But try. And I'm not going to tell you. You just got to keep guessing.
It's this is going to be a great show.
I grabbed a flask that said the Unrideable Ran on it.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, to me that represents what. So the friends that I've made because of the podcast, and of course, just looking at that, I can't help but think that we have a podcast, and you know, it was. It's not like I'm going to keep the fucking poster of you and I as Jay and Silent Bob. That's
could you could have tried to send it to me. I would have wanted that.
If I can't have it, no one can.
It's getting flooded. Did you just tear it down and tear it up into pieces?
Actually, that poster was on the $40 tier of the GoFundMe. So had you donated, you would have gotten it.
But I'm white, so I'd still owe you money.
Well, after the formula, you would have had to donate $362 to get it.
Damn.
But yeah, that was an interesting process of taking everything and trying to decide what it is that you want to put into a box.
That would be horrible. Did it hit your wife and daughter pretty hard?
Absolutely. Well, my daughter was at school when we evacuated.
So a lot of her shit she had taken with her anyways. I mean,
yeah,
smaller shit that she wanted to keep or whatever.
Yeah.
That yeah, I hope my shit never floods. That sucks.
But the good thing though, and like the way I was looking at it is, there's a lot of people that lose their shit all the time. Every day somebody has a house fire or whatever the fuck it is, and they don't have an opportunity to go through and handpick what it is they want to keep.
Right.
You know, so what we ended up doing is taking all our clothes out, and we each filled up a bag, and then we went around the house. I had to do some digging out in the storage room there. We had a room for storage in the house, and took out every picture that we had and put them in a garbage bag and put it in the car.
Yeah.
So the majority of our trunk was filled up with pictures and things that we deemed that we couldn't replace. Then we each had some clothes, and then we each had our box of shit.
And it was the car pretty fucking full by that point. I mean,
yeah, and God, it sucked, man. Because, like I'm telling you, it was just going from hotel to motel, from motel to hotel, and you know, you find yourself like unpacking the shit, going to a room, sleeping for whatever on a shitty fucking bed.
yeah.
I wish I could remember the name of the first place that we stayed in Virginia, because God, that place fucking sucked. It was like walking. I really thought that I was gonna die.
I really thought that I was gonna die.
Wow. So on this journey or this adventure, I found myself in. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I guess.
I found myself staying in a motel in a shitty part of an urban area, and I found myself staying in a motel in the mountains of Virginia.
Oh shit!
And I am telling you, if I had to make a choice between the two of being surrounded by white people in Virginia or black people in North Carolina, I would choose black people in North Carolina every fucking day.
Seriously?
You are fucking right.
Why?
Virginia sucks.
Virginia sucks. What's wrong with Virginia?
I found myself in a gift shop. You know, because I mean, you're sitting there just trying to pass the time. This is when we evacuated, so the hurricane was still going on in North Carolina, and we're just
You got nothing to do,
right?
Yeah.
I found myself in a gift shop, and the first shirt that I see, I sent you that picture.
Yeah,
is a Confederate flag, and it says "Never apologize for being right." You're going to tell me that
what's the problem?
You're going to tell me that those people don't suck. And then
they sound open-minded.
With my physical appearance, it appears that I'm aligned with their line of thinking.
Yeah, you're walking down the street and they're like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?
You going to be at the meeting tonight?"
So after this whole ordeal, have you thought a lot about how you present yourself to the world?
Mein Kampf. What?
Right. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
I will not allow my physical appearance. So there's a phrase that I say, I don't have to, but I do say it at work all the time.
Uh-huh.
I am not the person you see before you.
Okay.
To me, I think that's pretty deep, because if you see me, I appear like I'm going to mug you.
I seriously thought you were a metalhead the first time I saw you, and then you're like, "Yeah, like Baby Got Back." I still can't get that image out of my head. Like, you seriously look like you should have been on Headbangers Ball to me. And you come up to me and you're like, "Yeah, Baby Got Back, Vanilla Ice." I thought you were just fucking with me.
And that's really how I introduced myself to you, is, "Hey, Baby Got Back, Vanilla Ice."
Right.
Stop. Collaborate and listen.
It maybe not the way that you introduced yourself to me, but it was very early in knowing you. We talked about, I like music. I talk about everybody music. So I asked you about music.
Yeah, we are fully aware of that.
Yeah. Baby Got Back. It floored me. And it still floors me now, because I know what you look like, and you shouldn't be listening to that kind of music. That should be against the law. Just because of the way you look. Is that discrimination?
Nope.
Cool. So you're not going to allow your personal appearance. You're not going to change your personal appearance, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right. So what would you recommend, other than losing about 280 pounds? What would you recommend that I do to make myself more approachable?
Grow your hair out. Shave your face. I don't know. Would that make you more approachable? I have no idea. I have no fucking clue. Who the fuck am I? I barely wipe my own ass. I don't.
No, so you're telling me that my look defines me, and I'm not driving towards anything. I don't have anything set up. I'm just wanting to know if I was to say, "Anthony, I've given this a lot of thought, and I think you are going to be my new stylist. What can I do?"
You are fucked.
What can I do to make myself more approachable in business?
If we're being serious,
Yeah.
you gotta have a shaved face all the time. It makes you look more professional. Get like a douche haircut. You gotta grow your hair out, get a douche haircut. That helps. Wear a tie.
Just a tie.
No shirt. Just a tie. Around your head. A tie around your head.
You ever see anybody, and this is, because I have a suit. I've had to go to functions for work where I have to dress up. And
yeah.
I believe that there are some people, and I include myself in this, that no matter what I do, I still, maybe the thug's not the right word, but if I wear a suit, I just look like white trash in a suit. I look like a defendant.
I look like a defendant. Now that's funny. So, why do you think that is?
Maybe the tattoo across my neck.
Get some concealer. Start wearing makeup. That's what I recommend. Lipstick.
Lipstick on a pig.
Oh my God. You can't ask me what, I mean.
You're the one that brought it up. That's why I asked you.
Have you seen me? I mean, I'm like barely functioning. I'm like a low functioning retard. If I wasn't married, I can only imagine how terrible I would look and smell.
All right, so yeah, I don't even know how we got started talking about my appearance, but
I have no how we got talking about my appearance. This isn't gay at all.
You're a low functioning retard, and I'm a fucking defendant.
Right. I've never felt like I need to do the things that like normal people do, like get haircuts and like comb your hair, and that's just fucking stupid. I don't know.
You don't comb your hair?
No, that's retarded. Why the fuck would I do that?
Those of you that don't know what Anthony looks like, there's a meme of a guy. This is going to
be interesting.
There's a meme of a guy holding his hands up, and it says, aliens.
That's about right. Aliens.
The guy's hair is up about, 6-8 inches. And
at least.
You know what I thought that was? I thought that picture was of him like pulling his hair out and then his hands, not pulling his hair out, but running his hands through his hair.
Uh-huh.
And it's not. That's just how his hair is.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I seen an interview with him on TV, and that's just how his hair is. It's just straight up like that, like yours is.
That's awesome. I shave usually. I got a beard. I shave when it starts to itch and bother me, and then I'll shave it. And shaving and like combing your hair and like it's all just stupid. I mean,
no. So okay, now this is the point where in my brain I think, does anybody want to hear this? Does anybody care about Anthony's lack of hygiene? The answer is
I have hygiene. I brush my teeth.
Let me finish. Shut the fuck up. This is my show, bitch.
Fair enough.
Does anybody want to hear about Anthony's hygiene? And I have decided they do. But
all right.
They don't just want to hear Anthony ramble about it.
Mm-hmm.
When is the last time you put on deodorant?
Today. This morning.
Bullshit.
After I got out of the shower.
Bullshit.
I do. Okay, that's true. Why would I lie? Why the fuck would I lie about that?
Because you're trying to protect yourself in case
from what? In case there's any chicks listening. Hey, baby.
You ever banged a podcaster? The answer to that is always no.
Always.
And so I did hear something that I can't believe I missed, and it was between you and Dave.
Okay.
We did miss an opportunity. So we have this whole Who's Right Navy thing.
Yes. Yes. Now, Dave brought up something very good. We could have mobilized the Navy to help you out.
Yeah, That's what I was saying is it disappoints me to no end to know that we came up with the Who's Right Navy.
Yes.
For no good reason. And then there's literally only one opportunity
ever. That's our one opportunity ever to use that.
There's only one situation that could come up that a podcaster who has named his fan the Who's Right Navy could ask them to mobilize. And we missed it.
All right, let's hope that you get hit by another hurricane.
There's one brewing on the coast.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh God. If I'll donate if you have another GoFundMe if you get hit by a hurricane, okay?
All right.
If you get hit by another hurricane,
Dave,
and you have to evacuate your house.
Dave, if you're listening, can you set up a preemptive GoFundMe for me?
And can you also set up another one to get our show onto vinyl?
Well, I think we have. I should see if I can dig into that. Didn't you set up a GoFundMe for that?
Yeah.
Can I have that money? You should have donated that to me.
So I get an email, I don't know, once a week or twice a week saying that if I don't do something soon, the money's going to be refunded. But the date that it says, it says soon by this date. It's a 2017 date. So apparently if I don't do something soon, they're going to refund the money.
So that's a bigger dick move than anything that I've ever done.
Why? They'll get their money back eventually. I mean, eventually that 2017 is going to come and they're going to shut it down and refund the money. What's the problem?
Oh, well.
How is that a dick move?
Because it's not your money, right?
They donated it.
Yeah, towards something.
Yeah, but it didn't pan out. I tried. You realize it's only one person.
Yeah, I know.
And it's my sister.
That's what makes it so funny. You just look at her like, well, you're out $20.
I don't know I don't know for sure that it's my sister, but it's the same person with the same name as my sister.
I would say that our
first and last.
Our reach is probably not so vast that
I don't know if she still listens. I hope not. I'll feel bad.
That's what you'll feel bad about?
Yeah. I owe you $10. You can come pick it up whenever you need it.
Oh, it was only $10?
Yeah, $10.
Oh, I thought it was 20. Fuck her. Can I get that? Can I get that 5 then?
Can I get that? I should activate the account and do whatever I need to do and take that money out. I literally signed in, created the account, and did nothing else with it. Apparently, you have to set it up to a bank account or whatever. I did nothing. She donated, and I get these emails all the time saying that it's going to be refunded if I don't do something.
All right.
I probably just have to go on to that email and click refund their money one time, and it would be done. I've never even read them. I just look at them and just delete them.
God, you're a piece of shit.
God, maybe I am a dick. Maybe that is a dick move. This is supposed to be about how you're an asshole. God, not me. I'm a good guy here.
I have not said anything that would make people think that I'm an asshole.
Ever?
No.
I think you started the show by saying bad neighborhoods are where black people live.
Now you're putting words into my mouth.
I put something in your mouth. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you said.
I don't believe you.
Do you want me to rewind the tape?
Okay, so
Okay.
Hypothetical. I'm trying to think. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I don't know what to tell you.
What the fuck are you talking about? You're like, hypothetically, fuck it, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking
Well,
about.
I was gonna try. Okay, so here's how my mind works.
All right.
We're gonna play out my thought process.
Okay.
Okay, Doug. Anthony just threw something in your face that makes you sound like a racist, and now you've got to backtrack in a way that will still try to be funny, but still make the point across that neighborhoods filled with black people generally make you feel unsafe.
Way to
But
backtrack.
but no, don't interrupt.
All right.
This is important.
Sorry. Okay.
But
Good.
you can't say that out loud because then you sound like a racist. You're saying what you're saying is if there's large groups of black people, there's a higher chance of you being murdered than if it's a large group of white people. But you can't go through that whole thing either because then you still sound like a racist. And now that you have decided that you are an honorary black man, you can't be a self-hating honorary black man. That just doesn't line up with your new line of thinking after coming through this tragedy. So the only thing that you can do is say, "Man, fuck it, forget it."
Fucking forget it. Oh my god, that was a long thought process just to get to fucking forget it.
Right, but that's how my brain works. And every sentence that comes out of my mouth has a process that it works through just like that.
Really? God, that's fucked. You know, you want to hear my process when things come out of my mouth? Yep, that was it. I don't think about shit.
And that's how you find yourself balls deep in a synthesizer conversation.
Right.
I will say that I would much rather listen to a wrestling conversation than a synthesizer conversation.
All right. That's the new guy that I work with. He is ultra super homophobic. So I have been trying my hardest to say as much gay shit as I possibly can when I'm around him, and it's actually pretty fun.
So when you say I think you said ultra super homophobic, which sounds like a cleaner.
Yeah, it is. Cleans your soul.
Is he? So do you? In my mind, generally, people that are super ultra concentrated homophobic they suck cock. That's what I think.
All right. So glad you brought that up.
So I was sucking his cock.
Yeah, right. So how I know that he's super homophobic, or how I started to figure it out, he was listening to the radio and the REM song came on, Losing My Religion. You've heard that song, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure 100 million times. I like that song. I said, oh, this is a pretty cool song. I like it. He's like, you like this song? This song's gay. This song's written by gay people for gay people, or something something along the lines of, this is fag music, basically, is what he said. And I was kind of like shocked. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And even ever since then, just little tiny things that he says, he always talks about being gay, how bad it is to be gay, and how terrible it would be. And so I'm up in the shower. We have showers at work. And he comes up there. He doesn't ever shower. I asked him a long time ago why he doesn't shower at work. He said because he doesn't feel comfortable being around a bunch of naked guys. So I'm showering. It's late. I was running late. It's just me in the locker room. I'm naked, walking from the shower to my locker. I have no problem. I don't give a fuck. And he walks by and he says, oh, why don't you just go home just like that? And he stops like 3 feet from me, like he's going to have a conversation with me while I'm naked drying off. And he's talking to me, making eye contact with me like nothing, like let's just have a regular conversation. Like, I'm not sure, but I think he might be gay.
So when you and I worked in the same facility, which is different than the facility you work in now, but when we worked in the same facility, of course, I worked up in the office part, and you worked out on the floor. So there was They always thought it was odd when I would leave my desk to go up there and shower with them, but.
That's so awesome.
The bathrooms where the showers were. Yeah. If I was out on the floor for something and I if I lost track of what time it was, because there's a window there where all of us in the office knew you don't go upstairs.
Up there. Yep.
Because
you don't want to go up there.
It's just like you described it, except instead of just you, it's a bunch of people who are walking. Everybody has a towel over their shoulder, and then they're walking with their dick swinging.
Right. Well, mine doesn't swing, but yeah.
Well, some of them old guys, they do.
Right.
And what's funny is because I look like I am such a disgusting human being. I mean, I know I look like I smell like pee. I realize that. But you know that I'm like a germaphobe.
Yeah, of course.
And I can still remember, and actually, it's one of the guys that donated to GoFundMe, so I'm not going to say his name, but
oh boy,
I thank you. I remember walking up into the bathroom and seeing him shaving. With his
I know
dick,
who you're talking about.
His dick in the sink.
No, that can't be real. You made that up.
No. Why would I make that up?
Because it's fucking funny. Get his dick in the sink.
So he was probably about 10 minutes from retiring. So what that translates to is old man balls, and they were also up in the sink. And
his balls were in the sink.
So because of the angle of the dangle, so to speak. I'm trying to think how to say that. His pubis maximus, I guess. I don't know.
What's that, like the ABC, like the taint? Is that
so what I'm saying is there's
pubis
no way
maximus?
there's no way that because of his height in relationship to the height of the sink, there's no way that his dick and balls could not be in there unless he grabbed them and set them in there.
Awesome. Or unless somebody else put him in there for him. Hey, let me get those for you. What the fuck, man? So I don't know why this is so weird, but it's weird to me. I watched somebody come out when I was getting dressed, watched them come out of the shower. They went straight from the shower, naked, into the stall and took a shit. Sat down on the fucking stall, naked, and took a shit.
You know I can't do that.
No, that's disgusting. Then you gotta take another shower.
No, I'm not talking about the sequence of events to go from shower to shitting. I can't shit naked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, let's say that I'm getting ready to go into the shower, right?
Yeah.
And I decide I'm going to make a pit stop and take a shit before I shower.
Yeah.
I can't.
You have to go put clothes on?
I can't shit naked. I have to have something holding my ankles together. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I wish, I've always wished this. I wish I was one of those grown men that had to pull their pants all the way down to their ankles to piss at a urinal.
I wish you were too. That would be phenomenal. So this is one part of my life that I'm not afraid to share, I suppose. This is true. I would live in a nudist colony if I could. Before we had kids,
you say that every episode. Everybody knows that you're naked all the time.
If before we had kids, I was naked all the time, and after the kids move out, I'll be naked all the time again. Why do you think I didn't turn my camera on this time around?
I didn't turn mine on because of the shitty internet connection, so I didn't know you didn't.
Oh, well, I didn't.
You're naked right now?
Yeah, of course.
No, that's not of course. The
kids are asleep.
If I was to say, Anthony, have you drank any coffee while we've been talking? You would say, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Not, Anthony, are you naked and talking to me? Yeah, of course. That's not of course.
It's not of course. It is, though.
It's not of course.
It's not of course, okay? It's not of course.
You, the correct response should have been, yes, I am. And then I would have said, all right, goodbye.
All right, goodbye. I'm just kidding. I'm not naked right now, but I would be.
So not only are you a nudist, you're also a compulsive fucking liar.
Right. Yeah, it is compulsive, yeah. would say that. Sounds about right.
All right.
The story just sounded a lot cooler if I was actually naked right now.
Well, I think we found ourselves at that time.
Yeah, you want to start a story or something? You
No.
want to start recording this show?
Yeah, you ready to start?
That was just the intro, right?
You got it. So I'm hoping that from this week forward there are no more. I don't want every week to be a hurricane story.
Aww.
So if you got any other questions,
I'm sure I will. I mean, you can't put me on the spot like that. We've only been talking for an hour and 45 minutes.
you've also had 3 weeks to ask them.
I've been busy. Haven't had time to think of them. All right. We'll get back to our normal calling each other's moms whores next week.
Can't wait for that.
Let's try to grow this bitch. Let's try to make this show the best we possibly can.
Let's take this to the next level.
Yeah. We haven't done that in a while.
So nobody would know this, but
No.
from episode 2 on, in private, when Anthony and I are talking, about once every 3 weeks, we'll have a conversation where we decide we're going to take this thing super serious.
Super serious.
We're going to do whatever it takes to grow it and get better at broadcasting and all that shit. And I think Anthony started it off, and I think he might have been serious. I'm not sure. I don't know. But
we'll go with yes.
He said, yeah, I really want to take this to the next level. And then he went for, 2 weeks without ever even so much as, even now, I think his pinned tweet is from an episode 5 weeks ago.
Didn't you see that I retweeted something from Dave the producer? And I said, does this count as promotion? I kind of wanted to make that my pinned tweet because that's funny. I thought that was really funny.
So what we're finding out is what you think is really funny and what everybody else thinks is really funny is two different things.
Yeah, fuck them. They need to get a sense of humor then, because that's fucking funny to me.
All right, at the risk of sounding like one of them gay people that like REM, I appreciate all the nice thoughts and all that shit, and everybody that reached out, and of course everybody that donated, everybody that helped out. Just thank you. It truly meant a lot, and I appreciate it.
You can't be serious for more than 2 minutes or you get sick.
I'm allergic to homo feelings.
I'm going to have to cut out that whole part about my gay coworker just in case he hears it.
How would he know it's him?
I don't know. I have no idea. I work with a lot of gays.
What compels you to take a shower in a public place or a semi-public place and then not just wrap yourself in a towel?
Me, personally?
Yes.
Because I don't give a fuck.
Just as a matter of decency, because it's...
What's decent about it? If you want to look at my dick, cool. Look at my dick. It's not that big.
What if I don't want the option to look at your dick? I don't...
Then don't go into a fucking locker room.
It's a bathroom too, correct?
Yeah.
And don't people go in there and change their work shoes out for street shoes?
Absolutely.
And the last thing that I need when I'm putting my work boots in my locker is for your fucking... I don't even want the opportunity to see...
Put my nuts in your face? Put my nuts in the sink? You're a fucking prude. Are you gay?
What does one have to do with the other?
Wait, one of what?
Being a prude, being gay, or being forced to see your dick when I'm just trying to change my shoes. I don't have to worry about that when I go to Foot Locker.
I don't know what to say to that. I guess you don't. So now you're comparing Foot Locker to the locker room, I guess.
Just think about that. You're in there the next time you're in there buying a pair of Skechers or whatever, and some guy just comes up and puts his dick in your face, and you're like, hey, I don't want to see that. Well, you shouldn't have came into Foot Locker.
Especially shouldn't have came in for Skechers. You homo.
I just bought a pair of Skechers. That's why they were on my mind.
Oh, don't you know you have to buy Nikes? Come on.
So I had I don't want to say they were decent. They were comfortable. They were ragged looking, but they were comfortable. A pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And I always, all my life, I've always been that guy that only has one pair of tennis shoes, and then like a pair of either sandals of some sort or something, and then work boots.
So you were never a shoe guy then?
No.
Okay.
And even now I'm not. I have a pair of dress shoes that goes with my suit, but I think I threw that. I think I had. But anyway, so going in there to clean up all that shit, my shoes got soaked.
Yeah.
And when we were finally done with all the cleanup, then I went and bought a new pair of shoes. So I went and tried I bet I tried on 50 pairs of shoes. I couldn't find anything that was comfortable.
Oh.
And my wife handed me a pair of Skechers and like, put these on. I'm like, what? They got fucking roller skates on the bottom? I ain't no fucking. And I put them on and they were super comfortable. I'm like, well, I guess these win. I don't care.
That's awesome. What kind of shoes did you have before? What brand?
Avias or something. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't care about shoes and brands and.
Gotcha.
I just want comfort. I don't care.
Gotcha. Okay, bye.
Bye.